It's your girl Lily, and today I wanted to share with you my experience while traveling with depression and some tips for dealing with those negative thoughts and feelings while you're overseas. So I recently went overseas for the first time in my life. I went to Europe for 2 months with my best friend, and I mean, like, this was my first time on a plane, this was my first time like out of Sydney, like this was a big deal. And you know, as to be expected, I experienced the worst homesickness ever. Honestly, no one could have prepared me for just the extreme feelings of anxiety and depression and loneliness, really, that I was feeling. Even though I was with my friend, I was still incredibly lonely. I seriously considered tapping out and going home before we even reached the second city. I cried myself to sleep every night. I often broke into tears during the day. Even while I was in places that I had only ever dreamed of, I was still wishing I was at home cuddling my cats where things were comfortable and familiar. But I got through those feelings. I powered through it, and I had an amazing 2 months exploring cities I've always wanted to be in. So I have some tips for anyone out there who might be experiencing those same intense, negative, harsh feelings. So the first thing that I want to say is that you are not crazy. Something that I fully struggled with was thoughts like, why am I struggling so badly? Why am I like a broken mess while my friend is completely fine and everyone else around me is completely fine? Why is it me? Why am I struggling so badly? I felt like I was a useless, broken mess. But it turns out that homesickness is actually an anxiety disorder and can be amplified in people who already have severe anxiety. Your girl right here. So if you are feeling scared or anxious or sad or depressed or anything like that, you aren't alone, and you most certainly are not crazy. Some things that got me in a better place while I was in my most anxious mindset were the following. So the first thing that really helped me was having a good cry. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to FaceTime your parents or your siblings or your best friends and just cry to them. But the thing is, don't wallow in it. Don't live in that sadness. You can feel it, you can express it, you can let it all out. Just don't let that be your normal. Which leads me into my next point, which is get out of your room. Even if you just go for a walk to the shops to get some comfort chocolate or whatever, as long as you get out of your room, smell the fresh air, feel the wind in your hair, and watch the people rush around you, as long as you are outside, looking at the sky, whatever you do. But also, on the other hand, if you need to have a rest day and you need to be completely on your own and just stay in bed all day, go for it. I did that a few times. If you're anything like me, you need to have time on your own and you need to recharge and just sleep, watch your favorite reality TV show, and just eat chocolate and do nothing. And that is totally okay. Take those rest days when you need them. Listen to your body, listen to your mind, and recognize when you need to slow down. Also, don't expect whoever you're traveling with to automatically know when something is wrong or what is wrong. People aren't mind readers, and the only person who can know when or what is wrong is you. You really need to listen to yourself and take things slow when you need to. It's not a failure when you say you need to have a rest day. You aren't crazy when you cry in the shower. Everyone experiences things differently. And just because you are homesick or depressed or anxious does not make you less than. You can get through it. And once you do get through it, you will have so much fun. Trust me. So in conclusion, my tips for traveling with depression are: listen to your body and your mind, take lots of rest days, don't hide from your feelings, have a cry if you need to, just don't wallow in the sadness, and get out of your room when you can. Even on my rest days, I still got out and walked around the block and got something to eat. So even if it's just something little like that, just for 5 minutes walking around the block, you'll feel much better. I think the most important thing though is to not be hard on yourself. Like I've said a bajillion times already, you are not crazy. You are not a failure, and you are not a burden. You can beat these intrusive thoughts. And when you do, you are going to have so much fun. So I guess that's it really. My sage advice: listen to yourself, communicate with who you're traveling with, take it slow when you need to, and let yourself feel your emotions. Just don't wallow in them. So I guess that's it. Thank you so much for listening to my rambling. I'll leave my social media stuff in the description below. Let's be friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you later. Bye.